Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals and welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video, the second in my 7x9, in my new 2025 planner, which is really exciting. And we are memory planning using the Princess kit from Plannerface, which was the May 2024 mystery, so this will probably be back in Plannerface's shop come May. I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use Tilly to save 10% when you're shopping there. Although it is not valid on mysteries, but yeah, I love Plannerface, so I get my kits in premium matte, which is my preferred paper of choice, but she does have the cheaper option with the removable matte if that is what you prefer. I am using a Lavender Hollow butterfly foil bundle from Scribble Co with it, and the underlays from that kit as well. I haven't pulled in anything extra. It is all just pretty much foil bundle and kit. So yeah, for the base, I mean. So what else do I have to say? This was a very varied week. I got my diagnosis during this week I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes, but I also had a very lovely baby shower on the Saturday as well. Oh my god, words are really tricky today. So that's kind of the overview of this week, a bit of like tale of two halves almost. So before we get into what happened this week, we will, in too much detail, we will go over the books that I finished. So I finished 2 books this week, and they were Murder at the Bookstore is the first one, which I read for the Peaches and Pages book club, and I gave 3 stars to, sorry. I feel a bit mixed about this book, to be honest, and right, so words. Why am I so hard with words? So this is about Jen, who's a mystery writer, and she's struggling with writer's block. She loves to write her novel in her friend's bookshop, but when that friend is killed and Jen's pen is found at the crime scene, will she be able to clear her name and solve her murder whilst keeping up with the book? I can't pinpoint why this only got 3 stars for me, and I didn't love it. It was fine, but to be honest, it was mostly unremarkable. It's one of these books, I already can't remember the details particularly. There seemed to be a lot of pointless characters, and it was quite predictable, and at times I didn't find it very easy to follow who was who, and when a lot of them turned out to be irrelevant, it was like, why am I trying to keep up with who's who when half these characters don't really matter? There were no big shocks during the plot for me, and it felt very formulaic at times rather than an individual book. It had all the hallmarks of a classic mystery, the protagonist ending up in a deadly scenario, suspicion on the protagonist from the police, suspicion on the love interest, things like that. But all of that is to say I didn't not enjoy it. I just kind of feel, it was fine. It was should have been a nice, lovely, cozy mystery, and it just really missed the mark for me, to be honest. So that's kind of how I felt about that, which was a bit disappointing after my first 2 reads of the year were 5 stars, and then that was a 3-star read. But what are you going to do? I don't think it helped that at the same time, at the same time I was reading another mystery that I did enjoy more via audiobook. So that is the second book that I finished this week, which was The Good Lie by A.R. Tor. And to be fair, 2 books a week will get me nicely to my book goal. Sometimes I will finish more, but yeah, it's 2 books a week that I need to be doing to hit my book goal. So that's what we got. So The Good Lie by A.R. Tor is about Gwen, who's a psychiatrist who specialises with patients with violent urges. So when a serial killer's victim escapes and accuses a teacher at his school, one of the other victim's father, who is a lawyer, he's called Robert, steps in to defend him and hires Gwen to do a psychiatric profile on the serial killer and then compare it to the accused. Will Gwen and Robert discover the truth, or will their own secrets ruin them? So this had so much potential to me, and it's such a good setup for a mystery/thriller. But maybe I've read too many mysteries or thrillers, but I kind of guessed all of the twists about a third of the way through, which kind of dampened my enjoyment, because I like a good mystery or thriller to give me at least one shock, and this didn't, and I think that's why I ended up getting 3.5 stars, because the rest of it I did really enjoy. I loved the aspect of investigating a murder from the view of a psychiatrist and getting to know Gwen's other patients as well and seeing what made them tick. Like, I find the psychology of criminality really interesting. In fact, one of my close friends wants to be a forensic psychiatrist, and I totally get why, because I think it is real. And I also loved seeing Gwen's chats with her colleagues, and also that the real risk that her clients pose to her, which is a big thing in forensic psychiatry. Within the NHS, Gwen would never have been seeing any of those patients alone. She'd have always been with another staff member in case something went wrong, and she would have had an alarm for if she needed it. But anyway, I didn't particularly love the ending after the reveal, particularly. Like, I get why the author had it, had it ended in that way, but honestly it left me with a bit of a meh feeling, and that is the other reason this got 3.5 stars. I think without that last chapter it would probably have been a 4-star read for me. Basically, overall, I think this is a good book, and it's really interesting from a human psychology point of view, but it's not particularly shocking and thrilling, if that makes sense. It was predictable to me, which is a bit sad. And that's it for the books that I read this week, which for the first time in a few weeks I have actually talked about them before I finished putting the base of the spread down, which is incredible. The other thing I have got in my sidebar, so my highlight of the week is the baby shower, and then for my third box, which goes in the sidebar, I put feeling worried about gestational diabetes, because overall that is kind of pretty good summary of how I felt this week. Was worried, at least for the latter half of the week. The first 3 days were a little bit more normal. To be honest, it was a bit of a rubbish health week, which we'll get into as we get onto the day by day. I don't think I really have anything to say. I hit 28 weeks this week, which is really cool. I can't believe that we're like third trimester now. Yeah, I know when you're seeing this, it's like halfway through February, so I'm like, I don't know, like 30 something weeks. So yeah, I'm recording this on the 22nd of January. So when this comes out on the 17th, 31, 32, 33, I'll be 33 weeks, which is cray. Also, at the recording of this video, my sister's just gone into labour, which is very exciting. You will hear about in not the next plan with me, the plan with me after the rest of that, which is the week I'm currently living. So that's really exciting. Okay, so I think that's everything I have to generally chat about. My mood update is that things are going better than they were. I am very much on the countdown to mat leave by the time you see this video. So I've got 7 weeks left, and it's not coming out for like a month, so I'll have like 3 weeks left by the time you see this video, which is very exciting. Yeah, 3 weeks in the hospital, and then I've got 1 half day the week after that, so yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so the reason, by the way, I did Monday and Saturday together was because I was actually quite worried about running out of underlays in this. I really struggle when I only have 16 underlays, because I do tend to use extenders, and I only used 2 extenders this week, so I was only like 1 extender short, really, like 1.5 short. I like to use 2 on my sidebar as well, so yeah, I was 2 short, or 1.5, because I can normally get away with 1 in my sidebar, but I really struggled this week with it, and I don't know why. So yeah, that's why I did Saturday immediately after Monday, and because I mirror imaged the colours, they were the same colour as well, which was very confusing. But anyway, oh, that's the other thing to say. I do love to, when I have kits like this where they're like monochrome, I do like to mirror the colours, because I think it looks so much more effective than like the repeated colours. Anyway, let me get into the day by day now, because I am waffling. So I started off Monday by designing my scripts for the previous week, which I pretty much always do. I find that if I do it at the time, it doesn't feel like a big job, whereas if I leave several weeks to do it at a time, I'm like, ugh. Then I had some planner time. I think I hadn't like caught up with my planner properly the night before, so I was just sorting out all of that. And then I had my planner call with bestie Sophie. I'm really glad we started these back up. We fell off a little bit at the end of the year, but it's really nice to have that chat time again, and hopefully we'll be able to keep that on. It might have to be a bit more flexible come April when Bubby is here, but for now I'm loving it. Then my Gusto meal box arrived this week. arrived, so I unpacked that. Then I had a appointment with both my care co's. My current care co from my community mental health team was on time, and my perinatal one was running late, but that actually ended up as a bit of a good thing, because they are thinking about discharging me from the community CMH from my community mental health team and just leaving me under perinatal for now, and then when perinatal are sort of happy from their point of view, or I reach like the year after baby's born, that they can keep you as under them for, they'll pass me back to the CMHT if I'm still needing secondary care, which I'm a little bit hesitant about, because I've known my care co in the community team a lot longer and we just have a better rapport, so I'm a bit nervous about that. But they said, my care co did say she would, if I was really struggling with it when they were thinking of doing it still, because they were going to have like a month crossover and stuff, that I could, request not, but they'd have to take it to higher up and managers, so there's that. During this appointment we also did the autism screening, which she hasn't given me the scores of yet. I'm seeing them next week, I think next Wednesday actually, again, and they'll do the scoring then, but for the autism screening she said it seems unlikely, you might just it might just show low chance or whatever, and she said she'd email my GP. We'll get into that later in the week actually. So yeah, that was the two sort of things I did with my care co on Monday. I was just feeling a bit in my feelings after that appointment because of the whole CMHT discharge sort of thing. I then did some reading. I'm not sure what I read, probably Murder in the Bookstore at the bookstore. Then when Soch got home from work, I had a chat to him about the things I talked about with the care co's. I then did some brainstorming, which I'm not quite sure what was. I think it was maybe for the fertility journals for the year, but I can't really remember, so brainstorming's all I wrote in my notes, so that's all I got. We then watched an episode of This Is Us. We aren't watching that much TV at all at the moment, but that's what we did watch some that night. And then I finished the day by writing some birthday cards, because I am trying to get most of the year's birthday cards written before baby comes, which I know sounds ridiculous, but also it's something that will help me stay up with that without stress, so who cares. On to Tuesday, I was at work, and then we had online learning after that, which I actually did from home. However, when I was driving home from work, my car battery died, so it had come up with a warning in the morning, and then that the battery wasn't charging properly, and I was like, oh shit. The teaching was meant to be in person, but then was changed to from home, so I literally got to our street and the battery died on our street, which was such a relief. It was so close to home that we could just deal with it, so that was good. Then I went for a walk to get my steps in. I think I might have just paced in the house, but yeah, was doing some walking. Then I did some reading of Murder at the Bookstore, and me and Soj looked at my mental health birth plan, just started to brainstorm some of that because we're having a meeting about it the following day. Then I did the ADHD screening. My care co's had left with me the day before, and we read To Bump. So that's it for Tuesday. On to Wednesday, I did have a bit of a lie-in, and then I went to the dentist. Unfortunately, I need several fillings at both sides. I have really crap teeth, basically. I try really hard with them, and I have, at times in my life, I've been really bad at brushing them, and I think that's part of me thinking I've got ADHD, is that routine is really difficult to stick to. Doesn't help that I'm slightly allergic to mint as well, so it makes my mouth tingle. So that's why I didn't like it as a kid, but I am really working with my teeth at the moment, but still I needed fillings, and it's really sad. Then we had the meeting about my birth plan, so that was just with my two care co's, so Lucy and Rebecca, and it was good. We got somewhere, but we talked a little bit about the neurodivergent screening, and that the ADHD screening I'd done showed strongly likely, or well, the childhood one was borderline, just over, and then the adult one was oh yes, you score a lot. Then so she went to the doctor's with his toe. He'd noticed a lesion on his toenail, that he felt he needed to go to the doctor's about. Then when I got back from the birth plan meeting, I I took a nap, and then we read to Bump, and then I went to my pregnancy yoga, and I think that was the first one, which I really enjoyed. I'm finding it quite helpful to like be moving my body a bit more in that and things, and stretching, and hopefully it will help with late pregnancy and birth as well. Moving on to Thursday. So Thursday I had my oral glucose tolerance test. So whilst I was sitting after having the drink for 2 hours, I did some more reading of Murder in the Bookstore. I was also very tired, so I just lay there with my eyes shut for quite a while as well. And then I went off to work after it had been done. So she heard back. So his GP the day before had said, I'll write to dermatology and see what they say. Might be a 2-week wait. And they have wanted to 2-week wait him. So this is what I mean by it was a bit of a crap health week, because I was then got the phone call to say I had gestational diabetes. So we not only found out I needed multiple fillings, so his lesion was worthy of a 2-week wait, which is a cancer wait for those of you that don't know, which means they suspect it could be malignancy. And then I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes. To be like secure, only 1 in 10 people that are referred on a 2-week wait actually turn out to have cancer. So like we're trying to just be calm about it, but his appointment is on Friday. It's Wednesday when I'm filming this voiceover. Then when we got home we had some cuddles because we were both feeling a bit blah about health things, and then I did some planning, I think probably in my memory planner, but on my off-camera memory planner, but I'm not really sure. On to Thursday, I had the morning off work for some reason. I had meant to have Tuesday morning off work, which was kind of annoying because I went in by accident, but it meant I got Friday morning off, which I kind of preferred, to be honest. So I started off my day by starting reading Leading Man, which was the new book I started. I then ended up having a nap because I was really tired after like the glucose tolerance test the day before and stuff. I then went for a walk to get some steps in, went to work. Then after work my mum came over and we had a chat about lots of different things, so there was that. Then I did my nails and watched This Is Us. I'm not elaborating on the chat with my mum because it's not my information to share, but like it was quite an important chat with my mum about one of my siblings. Let's just leave it as that. On to Saturday. This was the day of my baby shower, so started the day with doing some planning, folded some laundry, headed across to Manchester where my mother-in-law and father-in-law live. Then we set up for I was reading Leading Man on the way, and then we set up for the baby shower. Then we had the baby shower, which it was a traditional Indian baby shower, so it was me, my parents and brother, and so his brother and his mum. His dad actually didn't come, which is the next thing I marked in. And they did a Hindu blessing and also did a traditional 7 courses for 7 months pregnant, which it was absolutely lovely. It was lovely to celebrate with loved ones and families, to celebrate Bump and Bump coming into the world and hitting that 3rd trimester, and just and we got so many gifts. It was a little bit overwhelming how many gifts we got, and I'm so grateful for everyone. And so I just marked that it was a great day as well. And then on the drive home I did do some crochet, so I marked that in it as well. On to Sunday, we then took our Christmas decorations down finally. My mum came over to help. My dad was helping with the bathroom this day, and me and my mum took the Christmas decorations down, including the outside lights, which was really sad. I love Christmas. I hate taking it down. It's like, it's the worst part. Then I filmed one of my Advent reveals and also filmed a plan with me. I then stickered up my journal for the next few days. Then my sister's beer festival had been sort of let down by the person that said they were going to draw their logo, so I drew their logo very last minute then, and then me and my husband played No Way Out, which is a new video game we're playing and we really love it. Here are the leftovers of the kit. I have kind of sped through some of that, but it was a really good week overall. What do you think of this spread? Do you like monochrome spreads like this that are like very one colour? I think it's perfect for the occasion. I love it. So give me a like, comment, all that kind of jazz, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!